So the following is just a quick demo on how we're going to handle the cases. So depending on what landing page you get into, most likely what you want to do is just hit this little plus, and then when you look at it, you can come down here and you can see cases. And if you click on the case, you're on the case landing page. You can say new, and then the first thing is it's going to say record type, and then what we'll do is we'll pick the demo as our option, and then we go ahead and we put the case name in there. So that's just a free form text box, and so is the subject. So I can say test 2. We'll go back to your spreadsheet here and just take a look real quick. So case name, we don't necessarily have a case name. Quite often I might be something like you might want, instead of that, do something like 7 gen, so it might be 7, and then it might be fridge, right, or something like that. And then I'll just put test 2, so that's pretty good. And then we can say not working is the subject line associated with it. Account name, so it's a lookup, so we'll say, okay, we want to find 7, and then take a look at it. So 7 Generations Energy, we got a couple of them in here. Let's say it's that one. And then contact name, and then we pick the contact name. If they're not there, we just say new and we add a new contact name, but we can search and see if the person's there. Status, it's new is the default. Case origin, phone, email, in person. So we'll say it's an email. Priority, a little bit of a description in here. The work order number is whatever number you want to put in there. I took it from your spreadsheet here, so let's just say that that's the work order number. And we'll come back here, put it in freeform text box. The type, billable, non-billable, so it's billable. Site, rig, 52 or 53, and then has the time we dispatch that. Ultimately, when we do pick it, so let's say we dispatch them tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., then what you end up having to do is come in and change and put in the actual time that we were looking at, 9:30 a.m. So we make sure we put a space there, and then we save it. So we've got that set up for us, and then it automatically puts time opened in there. And then what we end up doing with the status is we move it to a resolve status. So I have to go in and take a look at that real quick. And then the assets, it's a related item. So we create the body of the case first, then we come in here and we say, okay, here's the asset. It's already put the case in there, but I could come in here and say, okay, let's say that it happened to be a freezer, and then I'm going to grab grab the serial number of the freezer, and then come over here and put that in as the asset. Look it up, and say, yeah, that's it. Hit save. Now I've associated the asset. So at that point, we're done. And then what I can do at the end of it is, if I close case, then it says, hey, what's the status? Closed. We can say it's other, and then some comments, so on and so forth. Save it. Now it's closed, and it automatically entered that in there. So pretty simple to do that. Just go ahead and run through it. Again, hit the plus, find the case, and then when you say new, pick demo, because that's the page layout we want, and then just fill out the fields. After we fill out the fields, then go back in and go back in and add the asset. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you want to see all the cases that you've created, hit that plus, cases, and then over here you can go my cases, and then there are the cases that we've got here. So you can come in here and click it and take a look at it. So should be good to go. Let me know if you have any questions.